Hi and welcome back. In the previous lesson, we have already implemented this functionality of the project. For instance, when we search for a weather forecast of London, we get the weather data for the current day together with a 5-day forecast. But this weather icon is always the same, while it has to be changed based on the weather conditions. Okay, let's work on this. We have these images already connected to the project. Well, let's go to the folder of our project. It will be much more convenient. We have the clear sky image, the broken clouds image, and other weather conditions. Each of these weather icons has to be displayed under certain weather conditions. On the website, we have a special section called Weather Conditions. As you can see, there are different weather condition codes. We are going to make it so that depending on the weather code, the relevant weather image will be connected. In the getWeatherByCityName function, let's display the value of the weather variable in the console. And let's see what we will get. Refresh the page and open the console. After that, type in London. It was displayed even twice, on line 18 and 51. Here's line 18. Aha, on line 51 we forgot to delete this. Just delete it. So we see the key called weather. The element of the array with the index number 0 has the ID key with the number 802. Let's find ID number 802. Alright, this is the ID for scattered clouds. So specifically for this ID number, we have to display this weather icon. And clear sky has ID number 800. So for ID number 800, we need to display this weather icon. I would like to draw your attention to the fact that we have many more ID numbers than the number of weather images. That's why we need to gather all these ID numbers in groups. To do this, we're going to create an array called weather images. In this array, each element is going to be an object. Each object will have two keys. The first key is the URL to the image. Let's take the clear sky image as an example. So we need to set images/clearsky.png. The second key is called IDs. As the value of this key, we will create an array of ID numbers at which this image will be displayed. Let's check the ID numbers for the clear sky weather condition. This is thunderstorm, not what we need. We only have ID number 800 for clear sky. That's why we type in 800. Okay, let's go from top to bottom. So the next image is called brokenclouds.png. That's why we create another object and set the value images/brokenclouds.png for the URL key. Let's check which ID values we need to specify for the key called IDs. The code 803 is used for the broken clouds weather condition. And then comes the overcast clouds. But we don't have the image for the overcast clouds. Since broken clouds and overcast clouds are similar, we will gather the ID numbers 803 and 804 in one group. As you can see, in the original, these weather conditions have the same icon. So here we add 803 and 804. The next image is called viewclouds.png. So we create an object and set images/viewclouds.png for the URL. we need to use ID number 801. Then comes the humidity image, but this image is used for the humidity indicator. That's why we don't need to create an object for the humidity image. For the wind and pressure indicators, we also have images, and for those, we also don't need to create objects. Then comes the image called mist.png, so we set images/mist.png for the URL key. Let's find out the ID numbers for mist. As you can see, mist, smoke, haze, and so on, in the original they have the same icon. That's why we will use the same approach. So ID number 701, 711, then 721, 731, 741, 751, and 761. And also the ID number 771 and 781. Let's create another object. As I've already mentioned, the pressure image is used in the pressure indicator, so we don't need to create an object for this image. Then comes the rain.png image. So we type in images/rain.png. Now we need to specify the ID numbers. Light rain, moderate rain, heavy intensity rain, very heavy rain, and extreme rain belong to one group. That's why we add the ID numbers from 500 to 504. The next image is called scatteredclouds.png. So for this object, we type in images/scatteredclouds.png. As you can see, the scattered clouds weather condition has ID number 802. After that, we type in URL images/showerrain.png. Here's the shower rain with ID number 521. The same icon is used for ID numbers 520, 522, and 531. The icon has the name 09D. Aha, this icon is also used for this group. So we're going to add the ID numbers from 300 to 302. Then from 310 to 314. And finally, we add the ID number 321. For the next object, we type in images/snow.png. As you can see, freezing rain has a snow icon. So we add its ID number, which is 511. This group also has the same icon. So we add the ID number 600, 601, and 602. Then we need to add 611, 612, 613, and 615. And then we're going to add these ID numbers. The last image is called thunderstorm.png. We are going to add all these ID numbers, from 200 to 202. From 210 to 212. Then 221 and 230. And finally 231 and 232. Oof, I can't believe it. We did it. The array has been successfully created. Now let's use this array in the function called updateCurrentWeather. First of all, we need to get the ID number of the image. That's why we create a variable called imgid. We need weather, the element with 0 index number, and then the key called ID. The necessary information is stored in data. That's why we type in data.weather 0id. Now that we know the ID of the image, we are going to check every object of this array. We are specifically interested in the value of the key called IDs. For example, if the image ID is 800, then this image has to be displayed on the web page. Alright, let's implement this. To check every element of the array, we will use the forEach function. So type in weatherimages.forEach. Every element of the array is an object, so we pass object. Every object has two keys, URL and IDs. So we check if object.IDs includes imgid. In other words, if there is the ID of the image among the ID numbers of the array, then we need to set the relevant URL. Let's find the necessary element in HTML. It is the img tag with a class called weatherImage. Oh, great. We have already found this image previously. So we just need to use the variable called image. We type in image.src equals to object.url. Okay, let's check how it works. Type in London and hit enter. This weather icon has been displayed. Let's check what we have in the console. And we see clouds and scattered clouds. It means that the image called scatteredclouds.png had to be connected. Let's check it out. Excellent. The right weather image has been connected. Next, let's search for New York. Again, the weather icon has changed according to the weather conditions in New York. So it's time to say, that's all for this video. I'm already waiting for you in the next one.